you doing, Dom?
I'm putting together the pieces that you gave me to put together for the wing, mate.
That's toast. That's breakfast.
Seriously?
I give up.
Welcome back to Essential RC and part 2 of the build of the TomJets Squall 120mm jet that we started putting together in the last episode, and not something I've done before, despite having a 30-year history in flying RC stuff. But Trevor here has so much experience of putting together wood kits that you actually got from your father, right?
Yeah, so I was doing it as a kid with my dad, and I actually learned a lot from him without realising, just by watching. So yeah,
Watching and doing it along.
yeah, you just see how he does things, and you get flashbacks, I think, as you're older, which has helped.
So I think that it's kind of being done a lot less these days, isn't it? But I think there's been a bit of a resurgence, I've kind of felt, in the market for traditional wood kits. And I think it's amazing to have someone like Tom design and create these kits for us, average aero modelers to put together, because, and I say, I think back in the day it would have taken quite a lot of skill. Your dad would have needed quite a lot of skill and experience to do that, and he passed it on to you. But this kit is so well thought out, and you can see the fuselage behind me that I put together with a little bit of advice from you, but you mostly left me to it, didn't you?
Didn't need a lot of guidance. They're pretty simple, really, aren't they? I think it was more. I was there more to kind of for a comfort blanket
and motivation and morale boosting. But otherwise, it was just like putting a jigsaw puzzle together. So far. Now, what are we going to do today? We've got the instructions for the wings here to the same style of construction as the fuselage that we put together. So that's what we're going to do now. You get one jig that you put flat on the table. The jig is there. So all the bits interlock into that jig. You don't glue it into the jig. It just makes sure that everything is aligned.
Yeah.
And flat.
Yeah, and flat.
And right angles to one another, the ribs and the fork, and everything like that. So we're going to do that, and we'll be back in a minute and show you the results. Yeah. Cliff pointed this out in the last video, actually, that if I stood in the right place, it looks like I've got horns coming out of my head, which probably about right. But nice art in the background. But just to come back for the final part of this video, we've had, how long have we been doing this? Not long, an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's about just over an hour. Plus we stopped messing around with like to have bacon sandwiches, didn't we?
We did. They were nice bacon sandwiches. I did bring round the bacon. I don't expect to be fed for free, have to say. I'll always bring round the bacon.
Yeah, that's good to know.
And you make the toast. Right, so let's to the other view and look what we've got. Two wings.
Yeah, they were just constructed on this jig, weren't they?
Yes.
But if you see, there's only one jig, so we had to build one wing and then
flip it over,
build the other wing.
Now what is important is that you tape that down.
Yeah, just to keep it all
level, and then push the pieces into that, and it makes sure it's interlocked and that everything lines up, and that you don't get any bends or curves in the wing, right?
Yeah, just before you actually put glue on there, just double check. You see, you got these little square pegs on the bottom of all the ribs, and that keeps it all level.
Yes.
So just be really certain that they're all pushed into those holes. If you just go around kind of patting it, you can feel when it's locked in and when there's a bit sort of that isn't, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because it's already solid once it's in the jig, isn't it?
Now, when you do have it in the jig, you notice that some bits may spring out, and for it to hold its shape, you do need to use a bit of glue. So we to hold it in place, we use the Rocket Rapid or the Rocket Hot, which is a CA type glue.
Yeah.
But then once you've done all that and you've got it all clicked together, you're happy it's all level on the table, then you use the Superfatic glue and use that all the way around, and that's fantastic glue because it wicks in, doesn't it, to all the gaps and everything. It fills gaps if needed, and you end up with something that's a really solid structure.
There is something I need to add about the Superfatic. So one of the advantages of it, only found out recently, there's quite a lot of people actually allergic to
CA, they are CA, yeah.
So if you are, Superfatic's the perfect alternative. The only downside is it takes about 15 minutes to set whilst the super glue's in.
A little bit longer.
Yeah, but I mean...
But you leave it in the jig, and 15 minutes later you've got the structures ready to handle.
Just enough time for a bacon sandwich.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bacon and toast, which is what keeps us going. So yes, you do that basic frame. You put in you in the kit. It tells you to measure these. What were they? About 124, 126 mil long, weren't they? Something like that.
We just
epoxied them in place.
Yeah, just to give it some extra strength, because obviously there's a lot of load on the wing tubes, isn't there? Especially being a jet. So yeah.
And then you flip it over, and there are these. Yeah, flip that one over, and there are 3 different ply pieces. So you can see you got the outline for the wheel well there.
That's your servo tray.
Servo tray.
This is your aileron. So what you do, you build it all up as one piece, and once the wing's fully sheeted, you then cut out the aileron, and then you can sound it neatly. But if you look, see, it's got like the holes all line up for the hinges and things like that.
Oh, right.
So it's really,
I didn't realise that. So we've actually built the aileron as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all built. So when you skin it, it's going to be perfectly smooth. Everything's going to line up really well.
If you're wondering what that noise was, that's Riley. Riley. Hey, Riley. Say hello, Riley. That's our mate, Riley.
Yeah.
He was just having a drink. That was what the noise was.
Yeah. So yeah, they're really cool kits to build, aren't they? Are you enjoying it, Dom?
You know what? Let me turn the. I really am. As I said on the last video, I'm kind of surprised that I am enjoying it so much. But it is. It's a different type of challenge. It's like a big jigsaw puzzle. You can see the design effort that Tom has put into it to make sure that it does all interlock really, and it's easy to put together, and that he's actually put some measures in there into the design to make sure you can't
get it wrong.
You can't get it wrong.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the amount of effort Tom's put in is unreal. Really, it really does show. Even the smallest Squall, which I built a couple now.
The 70 mil, yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. A lot of thought's gone into the kit. So
yeah,
hats off to Tom.
Yeah. Again, we're going to say that on every video. I think as we go through, you can't imagine the amount of design effort that goes into this type of product to make it that easy for an idiot like me to put it together. Because I have zero experience of putting a balsa wood kit together, and wouldn't be doing this unless I had the support of my friend Trevor here and Finn over there watching TV. It's you need that type of support and a little bit of advice here and there.
To be fair though, you probably would have been all right without me. It's not like
I would have made the odd mistake. I might have made the odd mistake unless I'd gone slowly and made sure. If you're doing this for the first time, you could do it, but it's important that you do things slowly. You trial dry fit everything together before you commit to gluing it together.
Yeah, that's the other advantage with this kit. So most of it is kind of dry fitted. So if you do make a mistake or you're not sure which way around the part goes, it's not a problem because you glue it right at the end. So once you're happy everything's good, that's when you use the superfatic glue.
And you go around and you just wick that in all the joints.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's our second video on the build of this TomJets Squall 120mm. Quite a few more videos to go. I think what's next? Next, vertical stabilizer and rudder.
Yeah.
And after we've done that, that's mainly most of the structure done, and we can get onto sheeting or planking, as Tom calls it. Planking. We like a bit of planking, and that's all provided in the kit.
Yeah.
That's going to be a different
That's all
technique.
laser cut. I really, well, we go into that when we do the video. But yeah, the planking is good actually. I'll show you a special tool we use for that as well when we do that video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a special cool tool
There is.
to help with the planking.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we'll wrap up there. Thanks very much for watching and following. If you're not a follower, subscriber of Essential RC, then please click on that button now, and that will keep you updated on future videos. If you want to see other interesting build videos, then hop over to Flying Fin RC as well, because you've got your own interesting project.
Yeah.
Not a scratch build, but a restoration. Yes.
Yeah, we're restoring the Interceptor, which is like a sports jet version from TomJets. So we'll be doing a video on that soon.
So that is a jet that had an incident.
It's had a couple over.
A rough arrival.
Yeah, it's an ex-show plane, so it's done the rounds. It's been all over the world.
Has it? So it's had a bit of rough treatment, needed a bit of TLC, tender loving care, to get it back to airworthiness. And that's what, a different type of skill and experience needed to restore something like that. So hop over to Flying Fin RC if you want to see videos like that and other things in the near future.
Can I just say something along those lines?
Go on.
Yeah. So if you are building one of these kits from scratch, and you do crash it, it's not so daunting when it comes to repairing it, because you know how it all goes together.
Yes.
You've probably got spare leftover materials and all sorts. So that's another advantage from building from a kit rather than buying something that's already
Buying an ARF
Yeah.
wood kit, as we call it, and almost ready to fly, where it's been built in a factory and covered and everything like that.
Yeah.
If you damage a wing, you didn't build that wing, so you wouldn't know how to fix it. But we've built this. I will have no excuses. I will know how to fix it.
Yeah, hopefully you won't have to.
No, it will have 50 amazing flights.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
at
it.
least. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time for part 3. Bye.
Bye.
Adios.